Hello, Guild Wars 2 players. I'm Mike here, and I go by the game name of Echoes. I will be here for a Thief PVE build. This one build focuses on condition damage. Now, before you start closing the window and start looking for a power crit build for a Thief for PVE, just know that they are pretty much inferior to this build due to their single target damage, most likely. And I will tell you that I can have another build PVE specific for the power build that you are all looking for. But before we get to that area, I want to start talking about this condition build because this is what this video is about. All right, let's go over the condition build. First of all, let's start with traits. Wait till this video loads, and I will help you in a bit. Oh gosh, this takes forever to load. Oh, by the way, bear with me a little bit because this is my first video on Guild Wars 2 commentary and stuff. It's going to be a bit tough because I'm going to stutter a lot, so I'll go over this thing very slowly if I can. I might talk fast. Alright, let's go. Starting off with traits. Traits, I want to go with 20, 20, 30 in the defensive area. And the reason why I go defensive is because Thief doesn't really have that much survivability in PvE, and if you go to the traditional power build, it's going to be inferior because you can only fight one or two monsters before you have to run away and then try and survive while you regain your initiatives. You can burst down one or two, but this build focused on AoE and PvE wise. This is why I'll tell you why it's superior. Let's start off. We have slow pulse right here, 10 seconds of regeneration if you have 5 stacks of bleeding at minimum. This works along with your condition build and provides tankiness for you. Next we have power shots, short bow and harpoon gun increase. I just use this for the additional burst, not burst, but additional damage you're trying to squeeze in because you're not getting anything from here. You want to squeeze in whatever other damage you can get, which is this one. Next we have the main build. The main reason why I go 20 is Shadow Arts. It's not because of their toughness most likely, but I focus more because of the healing. And I will get to that in a second. Acrobats. Let's go with Acrobats. We have Vitality plus 200. That's not the reason why I chose Acrobats. I chose Acrobat because since your build, you want to build tanky, but it's not like a traditional tank build where you would do. You're tanky in some areas, yes, but you also need to utilize your dodge. Yes, your dodge. This one puts in, instead of 2 dodge, you dodge 3 times, and every time you dodge, you gain might. I like to dodge 3 times, and then you gain 3 stacks of might. Oops, I can continuously dodge. Ah, great, disconnected. Why the hell are you? Okay. Alright, so, sorry about the delay. I will be back. Here we go. So the dodge. Dodging is one of your most important functions. When you dodge, you return endurance. So you basically can dodge 3 times instead of the usual 2. This is because dodge is very important for a thief to maintain their tankiness. Is what one of the reasons why a thief would probably, if played correctly, is tankier than a warrior. I know that sounds weird because the warrior actually uses heavy armor and all of that, but to be honest, if you can consistently dodge, you are tankier than a warrior. Let's go with quick recovery. I would go quick recovery because you're spamming skills a lot in the middle of the game, and you don't want to be the kind of thief that holds off with cooldowns and everything and lack of initiative. You want to be the one who's always throwing out your condition damage left and right continuously. That's the only way you can start being PvE superiority compared to other classes. The thief is the least recommended for PvE. The other one would be the mesmer. But mesmers have the confusion build where they can just easily get hit with their clones, and then they can throw confusion and pain and damage back to the enemy. Thief does not have that. That's why I need to use spam skills. You need whatever damage you can get. Last but not least, we have trickery. Trickery, I put 30 because this is a condition build, and you want to utilize whatever condition you have in here. I didn't put any in condition duration because I felt like it wasn't really needed. First, we have leave couch drop when you dodge. This works best with Expenditures Dodger, and you gain 2 seconds of swiftness and couch shots whenever you dodge. All 3 of these comes up because of the their utility with all 3 of each other together like this. You actually are very kite wise. You can kite, you can fight, and you slow the enemy with couch drops. So in the middle one we have pistol shots. You use 5% chance to bounce off to an additional target. I like this one because most of the time you're using pistols to start your auto attack on single target enemies. This build is meant for AoE, but without your AoE damage won't be too viable on single target enemies when you just need to get one monster out of the way. So we have this pistol, bounce off an additional target, and it's just nice to have a bullet hit another enemy. And I will show you how you can actually 5% may not be much. When you shoot it continuously, it works nicely. Next we have initial strike. Additional attached with the first weapon skill slots have a 7% chance to gain initiative. I'd rather do it on pistol rather than shortbow. I know shortbow hits more multiple enemies with their auto attack, but pistols are faster. Oops, right here, faster, kinda. And with this one, you're mostly spamming, let's say, all your initiatives, and then all of a sudden you can use this thing to get it back. 7% chance may not be a lot, but it's very effective when you're actually continuously doing damage. Alright, let's go over the skills. For shortbow, you're doing single target monster. You're usually using your attack, your single target, to do multiple damage right here. And then we have cloak and dagger. The reason why I use cloak and dagger is because right here, when you're using one monster and you use cloak and dagger, right, you have an opportunity to blast off your, I would say, a ton of bleed right here, and redo the same thing again right here. So now they have more than 10 stacks and 13 stacks of bleed by the time you start using cloak and dagger. I like cloak and dagger because it's single target enemy wise. You have massive amount of damage and condition damage to help out killing the enemy. It may not be as fast as killing with the power build, but the reason why I chose it this way because this build is meant for AoE damage rather than a single target damage with tankiness. And those two are the only reason why. Sometimes if you're fighting maybe a boss and you want to kite the boss and they're always getting too close to you, you can use this skill. Just stab right on the spot, and then you kite them right there, and then do it again if you need to. Kite. This seems to be your main kiting shot. And next we have shortbow. Here we go. Shortbow is what you'll be using most of the time. Shortbow, you're gonna be using your cluster bomb whenever you can. I like cluster bomb because of their amount of bleed, and I can tell you the reason why I wouldn't choose dagger rather than shortbow. I would go shortbow because even though you're tanky and everything, shortbow has a wider range of AoE damage rather than a pair of daggers. I like it because you can actually shoot from far away, keep your distance, and since you're doing events like these, where right here we're in the Straits of Devastation, we have a ton of monsters coming in whenever an event comes up. This is where the main gold making area is. But like I said, if you cluster bomb, it has a better damage ratio. After you spam through it, you can spam approximately I would say 5 or 6 of these, rather than about 3 of these 3 of the dagger dead blossoms. So this is why this is superior to it. And last but not least, we have your auto attack. I use this thing only for last resorts. If I had to use an auto attack, I would prefer to use auto attack from your bleed right here, which is this one. It's a lot better than it would be for the power for here. Now let's go over utilities. For utilities, I have needle trap. This is I don't really mind using this. If I had a choice, I would be using regenerate 1 extra initiative per 10 seconds. I don't mind this because this is probably why. Oh, I forgot to tell you guys what build this build is named. It's named the Katarina build. And I will explain to you right now how it is. Let's go with the short dagger instead of pistol. Alright, here we go. Let's say there's an enemy nearby. Let me find one and I will show you why. Here we go. Let's see. Right there. Here's the risen. Nah, two of them. Nah, I had too much trouble. Alright, let's see. Here's one more right there. Soul risen. There we go. So, this one, let's stay right here. Throw. Dagger, dagger, dagger. And as soon as you do that, you pop off your dancing blade. Katarina is a champion from League of Legends. And she utilizes a lot of her throwing daggers right here. It's bouncing off of enemies. That's her main idea. And then last but not, and her dagger storm is just like, her ultimate in the game. So she uses a lot of this. This is a big play style of Guild Wars 2. It's kind of like Katarina. I'm sorry for the lag because I'm disconnecting quite a lot from this game. It's not the game's fault. It's just my connection is being really stupid. So bear with me on this. Just fast forward if you need to, but yeah, here we go. We're back. Okay, let's start off. Let's get back. So most likely you're gonna be doing that, and then when you have a chance, her ultimate would be this. Dagger Storm, same thing as the Thief's ultimate. I chose this one because it utilizes so much with your Signet of Malice. Basically, in the AoE area, the more monster you fight up, the stronger you heal off your Signet of Malice. Meaning, when you pop up Dagger Storm, you significantly heal. So it's a 90-second heal, along with your actual Signet of Malice. So rather than hide in shadow, where you have one heal for 30 seconds and for about 5,000, instead of healing only 5,000, you heal conditionally. The more damage, the more monster you fight, the more you heal. So I would say if you pop this off in a group of enemies, you heal more than 5,000. I would say maybe about 6 or so, 7,000, if you're depending on how much monsters you're fighting. And since this is an area infested with monsters, I recommend having these two on. And last but not least, I have Radiation Field here. Radiation Field is pretty much your only good AoE utility skill for condition damage. There's not that much around here. I don't recommend poison foes with your next 5 attack because these are just single target enemies, or you can switch around with enemy, but it's more annoying than just popping this off right here. We have 3 seconds of 504 damage rather than 6 seconds of 1,000 damage, because this is lasting 50 seconds, and then you can take on for a long while. I don't recommend Caltrops because of the weak condition. Even though they can stand up right there a lot, you still have more bleed off from your Caltrop right there, and your Caltrop from your dodging. So let's start, same thing with that, and then pop up your ultimate right here. This is Katarina's specialty and gameplay in League of Legends, and I kind of like to build it off because her style of play is really cool. And last but not least, we have the Signet of Shadows. I personally would choose this only because of the speed. I don't really have any other preference for this because I like the speed and I hate to be slow. That's the only reason why I would choose it. Alright, let's go over, last but not least, we go over Berserker armor. I go over condition damage at level 80 because I feel like I'm already tanky enough with these. These are just cheap armor I bought from the area, so I can just use runes on there, so I can be tanky enough. Generally, I have my other armor set, but I don't wanna pop it off right now for on this build. Because this build is at its worst when you use power. So condition damage at level 80, anything under level 70, so maybe 40 to 70 while you're PVE training, I really recommend more of using cleric armor, which is like repaging, Pirate Shoulder of the cleric or so, where you get healing ability, bonus instead of condition damage. I would say healing bonus because at an earlier level you don't get that much traits to help off with your condition damage or anything. So during the early level of leveling, you need to have the healing to be consistent. And I'm all for pistol and dagger in this build. Pistol for your continuous bleed, and daggers for your cloak and dagger and more bleed. I recommend pistol and dagger, and then short bow. You can go dagger pistol for your poison on your 3rd hit, but it's not really effective compared to the pistol dagger. You have more tankiness with blindness right here, but I really don't recommend putting that on. So pistol or dagger might be the best effort you can get. And I hope you like this build. This build is I thought about this build 4 weeks ago, but I never had the opportunity to buy a recording a recording program to start recording it. But I have a feeling that I was probably the first to discover this build. I might be wrong though, but I still prefer this build to be for PVE. So for weapons, for the sigils maybe superior sigils, the ones that give plus 10 condition damage on your short bow would be the best choice for it. Then you can switch over to your pistol and using the thing. The reason why I don't have it on my short bow is that I have power, because I was using my short bow for PvP in World vs. World, and then I didn't really have a maturity to use. These runes, or I mean these sigils are, I think, almost 3 gold now, and they're pricey. So I definitely don't want to switch it around and get rid of it. So I kept this on either way. You want to put the condition damage plus 10 condition damage for each time you kill a foe. So you have 250 additional condition damage. That'll help you a lot in your killing in your monster killing, because you'll be tanky. You won't be losing a lot of those stacks unless you're maybe switching maps or something. And I guess that's it. It's called Katarina build. And last but not least, I'm going to show you guys another build for those who like the backstab build. The backstab build for PvE, this is more like single target fighting, but you'll be utilizing a lot of 15, and then maybe 30 in here, and then bring about 15 in here. I'll explain to that in another video. Alright, and happy Guild Wars 2. Enjoy.